Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome to a brand new series called Foolsopolis, where one of two things might happen. We might completely break the game and have to rage quit this entire series, or we could potentially build the biggest city in the whole entire world. One of those two things are going to happen in this series, and I'm going to explain everything that is going to be going on in this series right now. So, we currently have this complete and utter blank piece of map right now. There is literally nothing on it, it's just a huge square of green grass. We're going to use this blank canvas to go on to build a huge metropolis city. It's going to have everything. And to be able to do that, we're going to need the help of mods. Now, we already have the one mod installed that allows us to buy every single tile in the game. We're eventually going to need the super demand mod to the point where the game slowly starts breaking and we can't bring any more people in. We got the vehicle mod to allow us to have more vehicles and a bunch of other stuff that we'll eventually have to use as time goes on. So I want to fill every inch of this green square. Every nook and cranny needs to be completely filled. And I at least want to get 1 million population. I don't know whether that is a big ask or whether it's going to be manageable. I don't know, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, if you guys enjoy this and want to see more of this series, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, then make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more and more of these episodes do come out. But we are seriously going to go and push this game to its limits and create, if not the biggest city ever, potentially, well, it will be 100% be the biggest city I have ever made. Now, seeing as this is episode 1, for the next few episodes, I'm going to have the unlimited money mod installed and enabled, just because the stuff that I want to do is going to cost a lot of money to get a lot of the infrastructure set up. And then once we're up and running, making cash, then I will turn that mod off. Now, I don't really have any other mods because at the minute, I don't need to push the games to its limits. So we can keep it nice and simple. Now, first things first, as you can now see, looks beautiful. It's all blank and clear. I want to do two things in this episode, like 100%. That is, one, build a slight little river that kind of runs from one edge of the map to the other. Not a huge one, because obviously I want to try and save some space to eventually grow. And two, I want to build a central highway system that is going to be the ring around the center of our city. That's kind of what I want to get done. So, without further ado, let's jump into this and create, and we'll start to create the Foolsopolis right now. So we're going to go put it to pause for just a quick minute. I'm going to increase our brush size slightly, and I'm going to pick an edge of a map. Now, this is all going to be completely random. The height of this terrain right now is 60, so we're going to straight push this to 0. Now, as time goes on, we're going to be fine-tuning everything anyway, and, like, you know, making sure everything works the way we want it to. So if I have that point there, and if I come all the way down to here, do you know, I can't even tell where I am in the center because of how big the area is. But what we'll do is we'll get the terrain, no, the brush size slightly. So we've got to have water because eventually to make this city function, we need to have ships coming in and out. Now, all it's going to be is a little river. That's literally all it's going to be right now. This nice little river running through, which we can utilize. We can build canals off if we need to and all that kind of jazz to get stuff going. So I don't want to do a sea or anything like that. Let me see how this looks from the distance right now. I feel like I need to push it. Actually kind of bring it out there and then kind of turn it off there because I want the center of the map to be quite big and bulky. It's weird because I'm trying to do this grand river and it's really difficult to see where I am. So that is how the river is going to run. Simply what it's going to be. And then we'll start to create the center of our city, maybe around this section just here. And what we'll do is we'll set a ring road of highways going around. Then we'll just eventually sprawl off that big ring road with highways that then go out to the edge of the region. So let's sort out the water then. in terms of how high we want our sea level to be. So move the sea level, which is currently set at this, which is a decent height. Do you know, I'm kind of happy with that as it is. That should be a pretty decent height. And then if I, which is it, reset to sea level, which should add in all the water. There we go. So we might get the odd occasional overspill and whatnot happen as time goes on, but it is quite a calm river. It's not really fast flowing. It's just really simple, calm, and patient. And that is kind of something that we're going to need, and not have something going too over the top. But a beautiful little river. I'm happy. I'm happy with this. So now then, we're going to have to kind of pick the central area to our city. So if I choose, for example, the medium road, and if I now utilize this, and however I drop this is then going to completely set up the whole entirety of our grid format. So this is a big decision to make right now. I could go ahead and go to the corner and, you know, sort out alignment to get it all correctly set up. I don't know whether that would be the best option for me, but if I kind of pick, for example, there, and it ain't going to be 100% amazing. So bam that way, and you could class that as being a nice format. So if I bring this down to here, where is that then in the... You can't even see it in the grand scheme of things. Oh my goodness me, we've got so much more space to go. So if I bring that to about there, right? So this is a complete guess right now. This is an utter guess. I just want to see if I can somewhat set up a little... Wow. I was thinking more here. But that just goes to show you how completely out we are. So bring this up to there. And where does it pull it at that point? Do you know what? Actually, no. I'll select this moment here. So from there, if I just come out by 10, come out by 10, and then come out by 10, and then delete that as well, and come out by 10 again, that will be the dead center to the whole entirety of the Foolsopolis right now. So we'll make it a little bit easier to delete. We'll go from here all the way up to there, and then delete. So reason I've done that then is so when we do come to the edge of the map, if I'm still following that grid format in certain areas, it will somewhat be kind of parallel to the edges of the map. So even though this is the center, this won't be the dead center. Don't worry, the center of the whole city is not going to be a complete crossroads. We just don't know how it is going to form. So I know that's by 10. So if I then come out by, let's say, because you want to set up highways and whatnot, don't we? So if I come out by 140, that's then a complete 150 from the edge. Well, from the center, because obviously we've already came out by 10 anyway. 140 that way. And then we'll do a 140 here. So I don't want to create like mirror images in all different angles, but from this point is where we're spread out, and like each direction will be a completely different system and setup. But we have this beautiful alignment now. So we got a little section standard piece there. We're then going to go on to hopefully create our highway. Now I've got a couple of options in which I can go with. Actually, how big is that? Wow. Okay. For the highway, do I keep it on the ground? Do I sink it down? Or do I elevate it? Now, it's going to be a huge metropolis. I think the best option would be not to have it on the ground, either sink it or elevate it so we can build under and over. Roads can flow a lot easier, aid the traffic with the amount of vehicles we're going to have. Elevation's a lot easier in terms of creating junctions. So I think we'll elevate. We'll elevate to begin with. Now let me pick a side, which I think I'm going to pick... I want to pick this bottom side to begin with right now. Now what we'll do, even though that's dead center, we'll build a highway going across there. We'll move that out a bit further, build a highway there. That maybe a bit further, build a highway. And then we'll eventually create a big ring road to connect them. But I want to do a few straight pieces first to where we'll have like these connections and stuff in general. And then some bits will be a bit long, some bits will be a bit shorter. So highway wise then, we'll go for your standard 3-lane highway. And what I'll also do as well is make a standardization of the elevation by 10. Now I do have the, do I still have it, the parallel mod? Now I never ever, and I'll be completely honest with you right now, I never get this correct. So if I just cancel that quickly, this is the 3-lane highway. Is that the standardized version of the game? I believe so. So the 3-lane highway, which way am I going? Is it up this way? 3-lane highway, bam. So if I was to build it, for example, it's elevated by 10, go this way by 10. That works perfect, okay. So try that again, but I'm going to make the space in between it. So the space at the minute is 24. So if I go for 40... no. 30. We'll go with 30. A 30 space between each one. It gives us a wide enough gap that we could eventually utilize it to do stuff with. So then if I pick it here, just move that over there, for example. And then from this point here, so about by 10, if I go at a 10 across, and then 10, oh no, it's going the wrong way. Zodiac. This way, 10. So doesn't quite match up correctly there, but we can mess about with that without even having to do the parallelness. So that is dead center there, and that's probably eventually where I create the connection for this. But if I bring this out now by 60, up to it by 60, just quickly flip it round. There we go. And then on this side, we brought it out by 60, but this one I'll bring out by 30. There we go. So if we do that like there, then this side of the road here, I'll then bring out, let's say, by another 100 and do the exact same thing we've just done. So parallel this, come out by 10, and I'll actually go across by 100. Oh no, I didn't elevate it. My bad, my bad, my bad. So elevated by 10. Smack bang there. We'll go out by 100. So that's all nicely elevated here. And just double check it's all the right size. Yeah. So this will eventually obviously come down. We'll maybe chop it up slightly, maybe bend it out slightly and bring it around to connect in. And that's the kind of stuff we're going to be doing. Then this one I'm going to bring out... oh, no parallel, please. Bring out to about... Again, I don't want to go too far because we're going to need highways. Actually, I'll keep that one as it is, right? No, we'll bring it out a bit more. You don't want to go too far because I'm going to need the traffic in the middle. Oh, to be able to manage it. So from here, again, elevate by plus 10. And if I only come out by 50 here, there we go. Not bad. So what we'll do is we're then going to create a few random points right now. So if I then go from there, I get rid of the parallel stuff right now. I want to create a little sticky out point at this moment. So if I come off here right now, why can't I make the space really occupied? It's because we kind of anarchy it, isn't it? Alright, bring that up. Bring that down to about there, so we get the alignment. And then this road, bring it back up, plus it. And then if I select, say U, and let's go by 50. There we go. So then we can use our little tool that like creates connections to then bow this down to there, and then obviously that will come up to connect down into here. And that's how we create these beautiful little connections right now. So the connection, or create connection tool here. So if I select there to here, make sure it's on that point, and there, yeah. And then if we choose to increase it, so if I hold shift, it does it by 10, by another 10. So if I do it like that and then press enter, do the exact same thing again. So 1, 2. Ooh, interesting. So does that not do it the way we would want it to go? Because of how it's kind of set up? That's interesting, isn't it? So cancel that then, because we have this here anyway. So I can run that's where the straight bits are. So it hasn't got to be smack bang gone. We can kind of sort that out anyway. From there to there then, so bam, bam. And add that in. So we somewhat still get to keep it all. So that's okay. It's better than nothing, right? It is better than nothing. So again, plus plus. We'll go with that there. Standard, mate. Standard stuff. So make sure this is all the correct direction. That's all pointing that direction. That's all got to go in this direction. There we go. Anarchy it. Nope. There we go. We got there. Kind of works-ish, but we'll run with it. So now we have the complete and utter central area to our whole entire middle of the highway section right now. Again, it's not really much going on, but the main center of the city is going to be in the middle. It's where we're going to have the most skyscrapers, maybe our most important buildings, all of the unique buildings. Majority of it is going to be around this area. And then outside of that first ring, we'll then slowly start to spread it out into the suburbs. Now, we'll definitely have 100 and gazillion more highways and stuff set up anyway, so that's not going to be an issue for us. But this is a great start already. Already 8,600 being spent on the upkeep of the road network. So we won't connect these roads up just yet, but what we will do is we'll get two kind of networks going to the outside of the region to begin with. At least then we can have some vehicles coming in and out, and then we can bring some life to the area. So again, keeping the whole of this elevated. Right, we've come back by 100 there. So we've got the snap. And we'll bring it right to here. So then without doing you go straight out. You come, hold on, straight in. So we don't really have an interchange to work with at the minute. But then going back to the parallel, I keep calling it paralyzed. I think we'll run from one of these going out. So if I picked this point here, right now, and I'll run a bit further. So in there, again, even though it doesn't look the greatest of roads, we'll completely fine tune it as we build more and up in that area. But I could see this highway here coming in, big interchange there, doing something to then pass down to here that will maybe cross over at that point, becomes a very important highway. This one that comes in could literally just be swaps there. That's it. And then connects to here. But we'll have like another ring one that goes around the outer skirts, and then more just kind of like just come in, that pass out through areas. Some will maybe at ground level. But these are our basic ones to begin with. So at least let's get this now kind of connected up one way or the other. So we can have some vehicles driving through the region. Basically is what we want to get set up. So this is the fun part right now. This is now the fun part. We have 3-lane highways. So we want to then connect them up. Now, normally you'll have 3 lanes going in multiple directions. It's either left, right, or straight on. Now, in our case, we have pretty much 2 going in one direction, 1 turning off. Now I know that's coming directly into here. Not really a lot we can kind of do about that. So we need to kind of pick our point here. So if I kind of run it to there, bring that to there, and this is where we'll then run off with it. Can we go in a straight line? Does it kind of work like that? We'll do a 20 in that direction. So what was that from there? 7. Just a 20 in that direction for now. So these are our little kind of turn off ramps for these type of roads. So if I then run on the same side, just so I've got my alignments all set up. And then what we're going to do then is we're going to have, I think for now, the double road going over, because we don't really know or understand how we're going to utilize from it just yet. But in reality, we kind of create in a very, very basic and simple trumpet junction to begin with. I think we're going to wrap it around this way, so some of this will be a little bit redundant anyway. So we'll pick our 2-lane highway. Now we're already at 10, but at this moment here, we become 20 to pass it over. So 20 to pass over there, and then in this direction, 20 to pass over to here. Now, we can directly bring it straight down. It's not a problem. Bring that straight up. But then we'll also need to run off this. Now, 20 doesn't matter at that kind of angle. But if I did this to there, did that to there, because they're going to connect into these and be a little runoff section here. Now, again, we're bending it over to this direction. So this is where we'll then at least trying to create our little trumpet. So if I stick this out by another, let's say another 5 by 5. So from here, if I do a 10 by 10, do you reckon that's a bit too much for the sheer size of this trumpet? I reckon it could work. We'll go by a 10. And wabam. So from this point here, I want to try and get it to be even. So if I bring that down to here, what are we looking at from here to connect? It is a 13 by 13 is what we're looking at then. But that's slightly a 14 by 13. But it's okay, it all works. Now, even though it is a double lane, we'll eventually, I mean, we could even have this becoming a big cross going in more roads. I could reduce this down to a 2. That might be the better option for us, is reducing this completely down to a 2-lane highway. That would save a lot of headache, wouldn't it? Now, is that the one I need to be able to do so? So I can't, that's out of city limits apparently, but if I delete, oh, it's all going wrong now, boys. It's all going wrong. Now, is this the one I can run out of the edge? Yes. So if I upgrade this and onto a 2-lane, because I don't think this road is going to be one in which we take it over the highway and continue. So in that case then, I think we can keep this to pretty much what it is. Which then, what that would mean for us is here and here, which does feel like a long spaced out section, but it aids us so well. Right, delete that little additional bit. So I can now delete, oh, you. Well, delete you anyway, as we can now get it all connected in. So that is looking amazing. But then we'll choose these 2 nodes here to be the same aligned object height of you. There we go. So one's going left and then one is literally going right. So I think what we'll do, a 6 by 6. 6. Is that by 6? I can't even tell. No. What was that bend? That whole bend there was like a 10 by 10, wasn't it? There we go. So we'll bring this out by a few more. What was that? The construction thing's in the way and I can't tell what the distance is. A 7. Or do I go for the... Let's go for the full 10. It's quite the trumpet, isn't it? It doesn't need to be. I can actually take it from there and connect it in. So we'll go for a 10 there. And a 10 there. Simple, mate. Don't need to make it any more ridiculous than what it is. So that trumpet is nice and big and wide, but will do exactly what we need to do. It's wide enough for future expansions. Right, we'll upgrade this little strip of road right now to a 2-lane, because obviously lane math, boys. And then we'll sort out all the elevation change momentarily. So from here then, working back, that is an 8 by 8 is what we'll do. So 8. It'll be nice to see what that bend is. 7, 8. Now from here I could just simply do the 10 like we did earlier. Which it would work, right? If not, then I'll, you know, extend it a bit more. Is that enough for a turn off just here? Well, let's see what happens when we upgrade this to being a 2-lane then at this point. Now, I'm not a huge fan. I think from this bit, we'll maybe go... Do you know what? A 14 looks pretty decent. Upgrade you. Upgrade you. And that is pretty much solid. So then these would then go on to connect. We'll do by an 8. Flip this one around, obviously. There we go. Upgrade you and you. Now, using the lane management, do your standardized connections. Nothing's too fancy. It's all simple. Lane math at its finest. You know, it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. Now, it does look very skinny. It really does. This little trumpet junction right now looks very, very skinny. And very, very simplistic. But it's going to be so effective and do the job amazing. Right, let's use this tool now to do the sloping. So from here to there. And enter. From here to there. And enter. Now that almost slopes normally, but we'll bring it from there to there. Enter, which would then be from here to there, and enter. Then we got some nice gradual slopes. Perfection. That couldn't be any more textbook if I tried. Honestly, it couldn't be any more textbook if I tried. Amazing. Not bad. Now, this one is going to obviously completely cut across. Okay? Completely cut across it, and it will eventually go on into, you know, the direction I want it to go in. So if I picked said direction, and I'm well aware that we have to elevate it a lot higher than normal. So 3-lane highway, we're going to pick a point. So I'll pick here. No, I'll pick here. Run this up. Bam. I should have paralleled it. We'll run it back. Bam. Now I'm going to anarchy that through for the sake of just slightly understanding where my alignment's going to be. Nice. 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 Now this is going to be quite funky, solely because this is slightly bending all the way around. So we'll eventually have another little four-way crisscross just there as well. And this is going to be like a little financial district. Oh, I can already see it coming into play. Boys. So basically this can go in multiple directions right now. That's like the grand gist of things. So there's a few ways in which I can kind of take this. So if you look at it from the view of, say, like this one here, it's got to go straight over. It's got to go to the right. And it's also got to go to... Let's now set up then the standardized straight underneath the ground. Well, not underneath the ground. It'll be on the actual floor. So to the floor right now. So if I picked here and ran it all the way across to there, there to there. So that is the straight section there. So I can delete it back a bit more. So we've got a bit of space to kind of semi-work with right now. Bring it out a bit more now. So to there, to there. So this is where we're then going to create our system of multiple levels. So that raises up to 10. And this side here will also raise up to... Well, that can be a double, right? Well, I'll get onto that in just a minute. Because that's another headache I've got to create. So... if that is at that height, I can actually stay on the ground. So if I delete that, and if I go normal here, which by normal would mean a double, and then this one, well, from here anyway, if I can... Oh, do you know what? It's easy to upgrade like that. From that point, I go up by 10. So I do a double there. And here I raise it up by up to 10. Right. It's a complicated system. You know, if I be brutally honest with you. And then delete that back, delete that back to there. Then get our connections. So this is where you have to fine tune all of your connections. So from there to there. So if I increase, that's as far as you want to take that, enter it in. It's more fixated for that turn altogether. So this is where you have to kind of go for each one now and really fine tune it all. So from this point then, obviously you want to raise it up. And if I bring that back, well, if I do that to here, but from that case there, I'm bending down to 0. Right? If I bring this back up by 10, going that way, is it a case of I can do the most simplified connection? Now if I got just under there, that is a 4x4 bend. That is not anything anybody even wants to try and attempt. So if I cut that in the middle to create the node split in the middle, we'll then try and go wabam to wabam and increase that rate. Oh no, too much on the increase by the looks of it. Have I chose loop connection? There we go. Add that in. Bends round lovely just there. I've deleted this, I've only just noticed. So if I delete you to you, then go from there to there. Add you in. Then we'll go from here to here. Oh, no. Try to get... No. Try and get these two connected. Bam. And of course, it's the wrong way around. So you see how it's all now slowly coming together? So then them two roads will be merged into two that go into there, because that will be a singular lane at that point. If I delete this back there, and then that's where we get this connection from. Obviously rotated. Now I could technically move this over to get oh, wrong button. Nope. Nope. Undo. Undo. Right, literally move it to here, move that to there. So it's a bit closer for the merger. And then go back to there and then try the whole thing again. So there to here. So how far can I take this before it's like a no, no, no? Yes, yes, yes. It's quite the junction, isn't it? So that is the grand scheme of things and how I want it all to go. So I'll get the rest of this done then. We've got that connection set up and then we should start seeing vehicles coming in and out of the region. So we've completed our little stack interchange little junction on the go right now. It's not perfect. I spent a couple of minutes on just getting all the connections all up and running, but every direction you can go and get where you need to get to. The only thing is there's a few little elevation change differences right now that I will eventually solve down the road when we work more on this area. But I've got it to the point where we are pretty much good to go. It is connected. We are ready to rock and roll. So if I just get these final last few bits all up and running. Oh, we got the wrong highway selected here, haven't we? Yep. There we go. So bam, bam, wha-bam. And then just kind of add in what we can. Just there. Down to here. Increase this. Add that in as well. So eventually I'll get a connection dedicated just there. And then this becomes like our beautiful little financial district. We can have a little turn off here. We can have a little turn off just there as well. Everything is all coming together. Now the thing is we have the vehicles able to drive through the region. So this is looking pretty good right now. If I was to change this slightly, I think I would have this road staying elevated to connect in. This road staying elevated, then we drop down just here. Which I wonder how difficult that would be to kind of implement. If I elevated, let's say, this up right now. And then had, for example, that node there, the same elevation height as, for example, that here. So if I had that, you. Is that all the nodes that I would kind of want? To there. That works a lot better, doesn't it? It kind of does. So then if we elevated this and you would then be selecting bam, bam, and is there a second one there? No, you there. To be basically aligned to slope. So that works wonders. The only thing we haven't done is obviously all the lane mathematics. You can see that the 2 slip into the 3. That's pretty much how it works. We want to make sure that these guys can, I mean, there's going to be no crossing anyway, but they can all flow through as normal. I think as we were changing all the slope and angles right there, we kind of slightly threw them all off. But that's how we would want it rather than the other way around. There's plenty enough height there to sort that out, but I can still slightly raise this up a bit anyway. So that sorts all that out. Now, are they randomly stopping there, or is it just me? There's no other little junctions. I mean, they are turning the corner right now and whatnot. But with a lot more fine-tuning, we could get this down to perfection. We really could. But I don't want to spend too much time on it just yet anyway, because of a big fish we need to fry. So, if we call it a day for here anyway, I know it's not the greatest of starts to the beginning of this Foolsopolis right now. It is pretty much laying down the foundations of this mega city we are going to be creating. We've already got like planned out our little financial district. We'll use probably build like a park in the middle around here somewhere. Huge skyscrapers all around. We've got the basis of the main infrastructure set all up, and then we're just going to completely grow from there. So I think next episode then we're going to have our first set of residents move in to this brand new city. Oh, I'll tell you this right now, guys. This series is going to be a lot of stress. Just pushing the game to its complete and utter limits. So not much has kind of happened right now. We'll eventually fine-tune all of this. I mean, another thing you can kind of look at is the speed. I mean, it is 80 kilometers. It's just a case of getting everything all pushed through just nice, which it is doing. We'll get there. But they've all got to learn the lanes, boys. Oh, wrong button. You've all got to learn. Get rid of you. Learn your lanes and where you need to go to. And what lanes you kind of need to be in. I just don't get what all this... Wait. Was that my whole issue the whole time? It was hidden from me? That one button was hidden from me this whole time, and now they can all fly through? Triggered beyond belief. Triggered. But we'll sort out everything else, make sure it's all the right elevation changes. We'll get our few connections to the edges all set up as well. This side's looking pretty good anyway, this little trumpet junction looking really good. But the start will begin next episode, guys. Now, if you got any ideas, any suggestions, any plans that I could do to really push the game to its limits to create, hopefully, at least 1 million population city, then let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So good.